state park that has disc golf, a lake, falls and trails, and a lot we can learn from nature.
Making microgreens with Bri Dee at one of the country's largest regenerative organic certified farms. Part 2 of touring Pocono Bed Breakfasts. Seasonal fun in the Poconos on land and water. And meet the mother-daughter duo behind 2 successful small businesses in Stroudsburg, just in time for Mother's Day.
And some original country tunes in our latest Pocono Showcase, all coming up on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
Hello everyone, welcome to the May episode of Pocono Mountains Magazine.
Spring has finally sprung, and this month we're going to show you ways to unplug, enjoy Mother Nature, the beautiful Pocono Mountains, some cozy overnight stays, and celebrate some moms.
We're getting ready to show you what's cooking here at Pocono Organics, but first we're going to check in with Jim as he continues our State Park series here on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
Hi folks, Jim Hamill, and we are still exploring state parks in the Poconos, and this is Prompton State Park in my backyard of Wayne County. It's got hiking, it's got mountain biking, it's got boating and fishing, and yes, an 18-hole disc golf course. So my buddy Deanna and I from Northeast Wilderness Experience, we're gonna go play some disc golf here as we explore Prompton State Park.
That's right, let's go.
Let's go.
Whether it's the trails or the falls, or even the clanking chains of the 18-hole disc golf course at Prompton State Park, they all lead back to one place, Prompton Dam. A flood-controlled dam managed by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is the big reason for this state park in the first place, providing a place to paddle or cast a line. Prompton Lake spans 290 acres. To find out what makes this park special, we enlisted friends for some disc golf, a sit spot with nature, and a quick hike with a worthwhile payoff. First up, park manager Lee Dillon.
What is it about Prompton State Park that lets people recreate here and get outside, mountain biking, hiking, fishing, all the like?
Prompton's just a beautiful, kind of unknown spot in the Poconos. The visitation isn't huge, which is not a bad thing. It's got almost 20 miles of trails along the upper side. Great for mountain biking. They can be a little bit strenuous in some cases, but if you're looking for a good adventurous hike, this is the spot.
We made our way along the trails on the north end of the park, early spring, before the green leaves and growth return for the warm season, which is a good enough time to remind everyone, anywhere, and including Prompton, to wear life jackets when out on the water.
Anytime you're on the water, the thing that we're going to just continue to say is be safe out there.
Yeah.
This one is a little different than some of our lakes as it is Army Corps. Before coming out, you need to make sure you're checking the Army Corps regulations because they are a little bit different.
All right, Lee, now we're reaching our destination here at the waterfalls along the Sidewinder Trail. You can hear the rush of water here in the spring months. This is really the time of year where you want to get up here because other times of the year, it's maybe not as full of a flow here at the falls.
Oh, absolutely. In the spring months, as everything is coming back to life, the water's flowing good. We get into June and July as things start to dry out a little bit. I don't know that they ever completely stop, but they definitely slow down.
Slowing down and soaking it all in is just what local author John Harvey had in mind when he set out a few years back to spend an hour a week in the woods here at Prompton, listening, watching, for his first of 2 books, The Stillness of the Living Forest, a year of listening and learning.
Hey, John, thank you for joining me today.
Well, I'm really glad to be here, glad to share this experience with you.
Yeah, let's go fish for a while.
Okay?
All right.
Great idea.
You've done this before.
Yes.
John led us to the water's edge, across the lake from the exact sit spot where he documented days, experienced the shifting seasons.
You were there for all 4 seasons.
Yes, that was one of the highlights.
I'm sure.
Because I realized that there's more than 4 seasons. In fact, almost every week was a season or a new look at how a season unfolds. The shift occurred early on a beautiful spring morning in May. Above me, a full canopy of new minty green leaves blanketed the branches and treetops. Around me, the woodland shrubs, honeysuckle, red osier dogwood, and wild blueberry were laden with new green growth. The ferns, grasses, jewelweed, and garlic mustard stood tall upon the forest floor. The sunrise birdsong chorus was in full swing. Warblers, catbirds, robins, and crows.
As fate would have it, John Harvey and his nephew were behind the design of the Prompton Lake Disc Golf Course, a popular one at that.
It's a big arm course. It's well laid out, concrete tee pads, multiple hole options, beautiful scenery, lots of options too. They have pavilions for picnicking, picnic tables all around, so you can make a day at Prompton State Park.
Now we've got hole number 2, Davy Jones's Locker.
That's right.
You've played here before. Is it enjoyable?
I've lost a lot of discs on this
you?
hole. Yes, absolutely, yeah. This is one that eats them up pretty good. Over the years, they've changed it a bit. It was always a hook down around to the left, which is right by the water's edge.
Yeah.
They've added in the intermediate basket as well for a little bit more of an approachable shot, but still nonetheless, if you get a good loft on this one, you can easily lose a disc in the water. And the woods also like to eat a lot of discs too.
I don't doubt it. All right, first hole's down. No lost discs on this first hole. But
First hole. We did good this time.
We have a few more holes to go.
Played a little cautiously too, which is good.
Yeah, and this is a great exercise sport too, right? You're out on the physical terrain here enjoying. We just saw a heron flying over the lake here, and some cloud cover today, so it's not too hot. A little breeze, but the breeze might catch one of these.
Well, we said we like a good challenge, in disc golf also for beginners or for people that want to expand and have a better opportunity. But this course, it's like a wind tunnel here. When it's up a little bit, it rips through here and does create another element of challenge.
The disc golf course winds its way through part of the park, up along the dam, even into some tough terrain. Part of what makes Prompton a park worth exploring.
So thankful to have it here,
Nice.
and it continues to grow.
Hey!
Thanks for exploring Prompton State Park with us. To learn more, go to PoconoTelevision.com. This has been Jim Hamill for the Pocono Television Network.
From plant to plate.
Making microgreens with Bri Dee.
Coming up on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
2 more stops for part 2 of touring Pocono Bed Breakfasts. It's coming up on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
More great stories on Pocono Mountains Magazine coming up. First, some Pocono notables from across the region.
People love to take a geocacher to great spots by putting a geocache there and showing you something that's beautiful, like maybe a nice view of Lake Wallenpaupack.
A new addition to the Lake Wallenpaupack Visitor Center in Hawley along Route 6. A new geocache that ties in with the hydroelectric dam at the Big Lake. Make sure to check it out when you stop by the center.
Olympic gold medalist Dominique Dawes was a keynote speaker at Empower, the Leadership Experience, hosted at Kalahari Resorts and Conventions. Nearly 1,000 women came together for the annual networking and professional development conference.
The New York Times and CBS News both featured the Delaware River in stories recently and documentaries. The CBS doc featured stories all along the river that stretches from the upper Delaware here in the Poconos down to Philadelphia. The Times highlighted the annual Delaware River Sojourn, which spans a week and numerous miles along the same Delaware stretch through the Poconos this and every June.
I think it's so important that we inspire the future generations to learn from our history and to cherish our history. And so getting to do that as Miss Pennsylvania has been really, really exciting.
Miss Pennsylvania helped celebrate Monroe County's 189th birthday and America's upcoming 250th anniversary through America 250 PA at Founders Day in Stroudsburg. The event included community vendors, tours of the new county courthouse, and an unveiling of the first of many custom keystones to be displayed around Monroe County. And Ertl Cars and Ertl Power Sports recently celebrated a grand opening in Bartonsville, featuring local vendors and entertainment. The event recognized the expansion of these longtime local businesses and redevelopment of this area along Route 611. Hey everyone, it's Bri
and Dee.
We're at Pocono Organics, one of North America's largest regenerative organic certified farms.
We're in one of their greenhouses and we're about to follow the journey on how they cultivate microgreens, and we're gonna get to harvest them today.
From farm to fork. We're here with Jacqueline. She's a jack of all trades at Pocono Organics. We are harvesting microgreens, but the process started way before this.
Yeah, we had a chance to get our hands dirty. Jacqueline, can you walk us through that process so our viewers can understand it?
So it all really starts out with getting our trees, our soil, and then spreading our seeds. That's the key to get this all on the roll. After that, what we just went through, we're coming here now and we're ready to harvest. And I can see you guys are digging right in here.
Yeah.
They follow directions well. So we're gonna cut at least 2 inches for our sunflowers. You don't want to get any soil or the roots to contaminate. You just want to get nice, clean shoots.
How long does each seed take to kind of cultivate and grow?
It can take, like 7 to 9 days. It can take 2 to 3 weeks. We do have some that take about 5 weeks. So it depends on the variety.
Can you tell us the benefits of microgreens? I know you guys started growing these here. What are the benefits that people can expect?
Well, for one thing, they are super fun to grow, right? Which gives you, once you grow, you have your nutrition. It's also great to put toppings and garnishes on your plates.
We're excited. We get to use some of these in the cafe later with Chef Lindsay.
Ooh.
So it's fun to start here and then see where it goes.
Yes, but it doesn't only end here. We also package and send out to local restaurants and local markets. We also have now where you can also go online, and we do have UPS shipping within 100 miles. I mean, we can give the nutrition right to you at your door with UPS. It's so nice to know that everything is done here on site. We don't have to worry about things being distributed to other facilities. We know what we have here, and it's literally grown, weighed, packaged, sold, or cooked.
From plant to plate, we came from the greenhouse into the Pocono Organics Cafe.
And we're putting our hard work, making it into a meal, and we're with none other than Chef Lindsay, a Chopped Champion chef who you might recognize from Food Network's hit show. Thanks for having us.
Thanks so much for coming.
What are we making today?
So the first thing we're gonna make is our asparagus flatbread. This is one of our spring menu items. It's one of my favorites. So we've got a whipped brie and fresh asparagus that we've toasted in the oven. And now we're gonna add some of the prosciutto. Do you wanna add some?
Yes, Deanna, this is a job for you.
Yes, you can add all of it to every piece. We want it in every bite.
So do you connect with the farmers, kind of like you keep in contact to see what produce they have to make the dishes that you make?
Yeah, we work together daily and then seasonally to decide what we're gonna be growing. We're also growing this broccoli microgreens, which we're freeze drying and making into a powder. This is my best kept secret as a mom. this is the best way to sneak vegetables into your kids' food. I've put this in brownies, smoothies, mac and cheese, and my 5-year-old doesn't know. So we're gonna make our kids' smoothie that we have here in the market, and you're gonna see that you can barely even tell that there's powder in it. It's a banana and strawberry smoothie, so we can go ahead and get started with peeling our banana, dropping it in.
Now, and I think what's really cool too is a lot of people might not realize that they can come here to Pocono Organics and eat at the cafe, and you have this to-go section with so many different products and ingredients. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so our grab and go case, we actually just expanded it this spring. So now we have, like, we call it our farmer's lunch, and it's a lunch that you could maybe eat on a tractor or at a picnic. So it's a grab and go sandwich. It comes with a piece of fruit and a choice of chips or a side salad. Every week we do a different meal that you can take and eat. All right, let's try. Let's see if we can taste that broccoli.
Cheers. Let's see.
I don't taste it at all. Oh, that's really good.
You can taste how fresh it is. Can we sample this flatbread next? All right.
Okay.
Cheers. And it tastes better knowing all of our hard work went into this.
We are now farmers and chefs today.
The Pocono Organics Market and Cafe is open for you to visit throughout the year with produce and menus that change by the season.
Thank you to Chef Lindsay and the team here at Pocono Organics for letting us get our hands a little bit dirty and then bringing our work right here. So we got to be farmers and chefs today.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
We're
Bri Dee for the Pocono Television Network.
Last month on Pocono Mountains Magazine, we took you to Wayne and Monroe counties for part 1 of touring Pocono Bed and Breakfasts. Now we're back with 2 more unique stops, beginning here in Carbon County.
So this is our favorite suite out of anybody. It's considered a honeymoon suite. It's the largest suite. It's called Into the Wilds.
Welcome to the Inn at Birch Wilds in Lehighton, an adults-only bed and breakfast known as a romantic retreat for couples. Co-owner Cheryl Hines shows us the 4 secluded suites with cozy fireplaces and 2-person jacuzzi tubs among the custom features.
Everybody says, is there anything we didn't think of? So far, no.
Play a game of pool, then hit the indoor heated pool and jacuzzi spa, which couples can reserve for private swim time. The library is filled with books, games, DVDs, and historic articles about the area. There's also a gourmet coffee bar and eclectic breakfast choices, which guests can enjoy in the dining room or have served to their suites.
We have 24 acres to explore, so we have outdoor seating areas and hammocks tucked in the woods and outdoor stargazing fields that they can enjoy. And so it's really become a place where couples can get together and get to know each other a little bit better and just enjoy life. Some come to celebrate anniversaries or baby moons or whatever, and some just come to breathe. In the summer we do have live music. We have a natural amphitheater built into the woods. The live music's become very popular. We have bands. It's not just like a solo artist. We have bands out there. We have an outdoor dance floor. A lot of the couples that come, it's only on Saturdays, but they'll come for the weekend and they'll go out and they'll enjoy a concert and then just walk back to their room.
The main inn dates back to 1735, and Cheryl's research shows the property had different uses over time, including a possible tavern and Arabian horse farm. She says a famous general even lived here at one point. Cheryl, her sister, and their husbands became the owners in 2012 and created much of what you see today, while preserving the authentic feel. With Cheryl's background in professional photography, the goal is to eventually host weddings and special events here.
Brought it up to code, modernized it, which is not a small feat. When you're dealing with a property, it goes back hundreds of years, but we did, so it took us 4.5 years to get open. And then, it's been a good story ever since.
The Inn at Birch Wilds is quiet, yet close to many attractions in small towns such as Lehighton and the world-famous Jim Thorpe.
The unique thing about this is you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere, but you're not.
Last but certainly not least, we've made it to our final stop, the perfect place for rest, relaxation, and connection with nature. Nestled near the upper Delaware River, step back in time at 1870 Roebling Inn on the Delaware in Lackawaxen, Pike County. Take in the vast views from the front porch or riverside.
It's just a nice off the beaten path place to relax, look at the river, see a bald eagle, take out a canoe or a kayak nearby. There's really no traffic on the roads here. This is one of 2 Queen Riverview rooms.
The inn features 5 guest rooms plus a separate 1-bedroom cottage. The property is listed on the National Register of Historic Places, yet the rooms have modern touches such as Wi-Fi, air conditioning, TVs, and private baths.
It's just 20 years behind the times, maybe, which is hard to find, you know, that appeals to people. They'll walk through the door and say, oh, it's good to be home. This room has 2 double beds. It's convenient if there are 2 fishermen, let's say.
This is an angler's paradise. The Upper Delaware, just across the street, is known as one of the finest fishing rivers, and the nearby Lackawaxen River is fully stocked for trout season.
During the week around here, you have the whole river to yourself.
The inn is close to small towns in the Poconos such as Milford, Hawley, and Honesdale. New York State is across the river, providing easy access. You're also near the country's oldest suspension bridge, built by the same man who designed the Brooklyn Bridge. The Zane Grey Museum is another local draw, and for Woodstock fans, you're a short drive from Bethel Woods Center for the Arts.
This is the sitting room that is just for our guests.
1870 Roebling Inn on the Delaware has a rich history, dating back to when coal was king.
The canal started in Honesdale. It followed the Lackawaxen River here, where it had to cross the Delaware to get to the New York side, to get to the Hudson River and float down to New York City. So it was a lot of engineering, a lot of work, a lot of hard labor. This building was built by the Delaware and Hudson Canal Company as their office. The man who lived here was the local superintendent for the Delaware Dam.
When Joanne Jan and her late husband bought the property in 1985, they converted the building into a bed and breakfast. Joanne says her husband had a hospitality background, and she continues his legacy here today. Even an old menu from his former restaurant hangs in the hallway.
We used to say, and we still say, the best part about this business is the people that we meet, people that come through the door. And everybody has a story, and they have a reason that they didn't choose a resort or a big hotel. They want to get a real sense of nature, history, just a connection that this offers.
Thanks for joining us for part 2 of touring Pocono Bed and Breakfasts. Catch up on part 1 and all of our other stories at PoconoTelevision.com. I'm Brianna Strunk with the Pocono Television Network.
From mountain views to perfect fairways, lessons and improved golf swings. We're getting ready for golf season, coming up on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
Chris Barrett sits down with the owner of several short-term rentals in the Pocono Mountains. Hear his story and learn more about the market next.
This edition of Pocono Mountains Magazine is presented by St. Luke's Monroe Campus and East Stroudsburg University.
Pocono Television Network is everywhere you are, including broadcast, cable, and streaming. Download the free PTN app on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and iPhone, Android, Google, and smart TVs. Or rescan and get the PTN digital signal in Philly, Harrisburg, Baltimore, and Scranton-Wilkes-Barre. Or if you're on cable, PTN is on Blue Ridge, Service Electric, and more, where you can watch PTN, the Pocono Television Network, anytime at PoconoTelevision.com.
Golf season is back in the Poconos, and whether you're a local looking to sneak in a weekday round or planning a weekend escape, it's the perfect time to get outside. From first-timers figuring out their swing to regulars chasing a better handicap, there's a course in the Poconos for everyone. Today we're here at Jack Frost National Golf Club in Lake Harmony. Let's see what they have in store for me today to improve my swing. I met with Keith, the course manager, to get set up and learn a bit about the layout before getting started.
The overall size of the golf course, it's spread out over so much land. You do not see another hole in between. You know, the hole you're on, you'll see the group ahead of you, the group behind you. That's about it.
So can you tell me about this? I know we have typical golf carts, but tell me a little bit about this.
These are our Finn scooters. We brought these on board about 3 years ago, and just a really cool way to play golf and get out on the course and have that extra freedom, you know, just riding by yourself and enjoying, you know, cruising the scooter down the fairway.
I'm excited because I get to use this one today you brought out for me.
Right.
So I get to ride this around the course today.
And now it's time to meet with Ryan, the course's golf professional, bringing years of experience to every lesson. Whether you're just starting out or looking to fine-tune your swing, he's got tips that make a difference.
So do you feel like with the lessons and the fitting, it makes a difference and kind of makes you guys stand out from other courses?
Yes, without a doubt, 100%. Just by looking at your numbers, how far you're swinging, how fast you're swinging, basically the max height of the golf ball, how high it's going, I can pretty much put together a club that's going to improve all the numbers that it's showing me. So try taking a swing with that, and just let me know if it feels too heavy for you right away. As you can see, the club makes a difference.
Oh my gosh. It definitely feels different.
It feels a little more comfortable.
Wow, okay.
Great swing. That's it. So much easier, so much better. This place is a gem. I'm blessed enough. I'm probably the only golf pro in the country, in the United States right now, that has this as his office every day. And when the leaves are changing, this is one of the best places to get a lesson.
You can't beat these views. I mean.
it's great, yeah.
After our lesson and our fitting, I think you fixed my swing a little bit. So should we try it out on the course?
If you'd like to,
All
sure.
right, let's try it out on this first hole.
And that's why they pay me the big bucks. Great shot. Great. There you go. Not bad.
Whether it's the perfect drive, enjoying the views, or just a good time with friends, our courses in the Poconos keep our guests coming back. So grab your clubs, rally your crew, and make a day out of it or a weekend. I'm Deanna Fontanez with the Pocono Television Network.
Hi everybody, you're watching the Pocono Television Network. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm Chris Barrett. I'm here today, fortunately, with Jose in this beautiful property in the Pocono Mountains. We often don't talk enough about short-term rentals, and short-term rentals are one of the great amenities that we have here in every part of the Pocono Mountains, and Jose is the guy to really talk about. We were talking a little bit before we started to tape this, and you were telling me a little bit about you, how you got here to the Pocono Mountains. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Sure, yeah. I've been here for about 20 years. Actually, the property next door to us is the first property that I bought.
Which is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you, I appreciate that. We put a lot of work into it. The property that you're in right now is right next to us, so you know, about 4 or 5 years later, there was an opportunity to come in. It doesn't look anything like what it does right now. So my wife spent some time designing and decorating it so it can look and be really warm for the families that are coming. So we were fortunate enough to buy it, and we've been having success. We actually bought a third one, which is just down by the water, by the beach area. So we're able to host a lot of families sometimes that come, multi-generational families, and they make awesome memories here.
That's really great. Now, just so the folks know, where are we right now?
Yeah, this is Bushkill, Pennsylvania. We're actually in the Pocono Mountain Lake Estates community, which is it's a community of about 600 houses. There's about 60 houses on the lake. This house happens to be lakefront as well, so obviously it gives the opportunity for people just to fish, boating, and all of that.
Why should somebody pick a short-term rental?
I think that what you're trying to get is, and us as parents, we always are, at least, I'm never the first one opening the door. I think I'm kind of a little bit on the side. A lot of parents like to go in and make sure everything's good. I like to open the door and let my kids go in and get that wow factor. You know, be like, and sometimes, you know, you kind of get that sense, and from the reviews or somebody, you know, because I do a follow-up message the next day to see, hey, is everything good? If you need anything, let me know. Here's our digital guest guide. I'll tell you everything about the area and my house, blah, blah, blah. And one of the first things they say is like, you should have seen the look on Johnny's face or Mary's face. It was awesome. And that to us, you know, I tell my wife, it's really the impact that we have coming into a house that is fully loaded, we call it, right? you don't have to make the beds. There's really high-end shampoos and body washes and conditioners, toilet paper, paper towels. There's firewood right outside because it's pretty cold, and the store is a few minutes away to get to in case you forgot. We have toiletries and things for people to just start enjoying their vacation as soon as they get here. So a lot of times, we're leaving work, at 5 o'clock, we get in the car, by the time we get on the road, it's 7 o'clock, everybody's hungry, we get here at 9, it's great to have some bottles of water and some candy and some chips for the kids in case you didn't get a chance to stop.
And you even said your whole family visits here, and I think what I loved the most was you encourage them to put the electronics down.
We just love stepping away from kind of our busy schedules and times. So I think part of the idea is just being able to do the things that we feel we can't do at home just because we're on such tight schedule or we're so regimented sometimes. When you're here, you're on vacation. And sometimes the vacation mode infers, I should be doing something that I always love to do, but I don't get a chance to. And I think being here, you're not really flying over to Europe or, because even when you go on vacation, you're just running around, traveling, trying to see all these museums. When you're here to sort of recharge your batteries, go on the hot tub, go on the pool, grab a canoe, and just paddle. Like there's no motor. This is a non-motor lake, so it's great, right? So you have to do the work. You have to get your hands dirty. And I think that's part of the reason too. We want to make sure that everybody feels comfortable when they come to our homes. We want to make sure that they feel like they don't need anything, and if they do, we're always very close for them to reach out to us. It's a little bit different approach, I think, in where we're not a mass production type of family business. We have, a certain amount of homes that we take care of. We take care of very well, and we take care of our guests very well. So we're always available, and it's a very personable thing, right? So we are doing this. And when you book, you see a picture of me and my wife, and this is who you're dealing with. You're not dealing with.
You're right here.
Yeah, an 800 number that you have to call. What happens at 2 o'clock in the morning? We have staff to make sure that that if something is unsafe, that we'll take care of it, right? Or yeah.
And why do you love the Poconos? Last question.
I love it. I mean, I grew up in northern New Jersey, and then the Poconos was always sort of like the nature place to go. It was so close, and it feels like it's a totally different place. Every time we've come here, we see Molly. Molly is the deer that comes in, and sometimes she brings her babies from the previous season, from the new season. So, and we have bears, and so my kids just love to be able to go out there. And then we say we have to go fishing, they go out, and then we forgot the worms, so sometimes there's worms underneath leaves, right? Yeah. And then so we go fishing. Some of these things that I feel you have to plan for when you're doing your routine days, they're just all here now. And let's go to the lake house to just do these things.
Well, Jose, thanks for having us. You're being such a great host. You're showing our guests and our viewers the best part of the Poconos, and we really want to thank you so much for taking the time today to even speak to us.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you. And I'm Chris Barrett for the Pocono Television Network. We're talking all about great things like short-term rentals. Thanks for watching.
Just in time for Mother's Day, meet the mother-daughter duo behind 2 successful small businesses in downtown Stroudsburg.
Coming up on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
Need an idea to unplug and enjoy the outdoors this season? I've got one that'll get you casting into the relaxing rivers of the Poconos. Coming up on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
Learn what makes you unique with no-cost genetic screening through DNA Answers, a community health research program available through St. Luke's. Learn how your DNA impacts your health and if you are at risk for certain cancers and hereditary high cholesterol, a cause of heart disease. Gaining a better understanding of your genetic health risks can help you and your doctor personalize your care for a healthier future. Health insurance is not required to participate. Learn more at DNAanswers.org.
June is a month to celebrate dads during Father's Day, and May is all about the moms. And today you're going to meet the mother-daughter duo behind two successful, long-standing businesses here in downtown Stroudsburg. Much like the ingredients in their soaps and sweets, everything with Lisa Deemer and Amanda Beam just mixes. Lisa always had a passion for baking and teaching classes, the love she developed growing up in New York City when her dad worked at a bakery. She eventually created this vision board and for her 50th birthday, decided to bring the longtime dream of owning her own shop to life. She toured this building on Main Street in Stroudsburg with a local realtor, and from there, Kitchen Chemistry was born in 2010.
And I walked in and it just felt like home. I couldn't believe it. And then it just snowballed. So I look back at the vision board and it is mind-boggling because it literally, there's one picture in there that the front of the store looks exactly like what Kitchen Chemistry used to look like.
What started as Lisa teaching classes and selling supplies eventually grew into a bustling bakery. As her small business grew, so did the need for more room. So 4 years later, Lisa acquired another nearby storefront for storage and office space. But daughter Amanda, with a background in corporate retail management, instead envisioned another small business here and took the lead on opening Pocono Soap. This second store became even more important when Kitchen Chemistry caught fire and Lisa lost everything from the smoke damage, forcing her to temporarily close.
It took on a life of its own.
It really did. We thought we would be open just a day or two on the weekend, sell soap supplies, teach soap classes, and we had a few books and things like that, and it just started to grow and grow and grow.
Today, Pocono Soap is a destination with a full team led by Amanda, selling handmade candles, soaps, scrubs, lotions, and Pocono souvenirs.
I mean, Amanda and I used to fantasize where she would start out where I would have my bakery and she would have a pet store right next door, and we would be able to visit each other and things like that. Well, she realized she's not into pets that much. She loves her pets, but not that much. And then the soap shop, it literally is a manifestation. I don't know what to say, but we've been talking about that since she's like 7 or 8 years old.
When Lisa turned 65, she decided to slow the pace and go back to her roots, closing Kitchen Chemistry and rebranding as the Main Street Makery. She's now exclusively teaching scheduled classes and hosting private events and making macaroons, mozzarella cheese, pasta, and pizza, just to name a few.
The timing was right again, and we were led to switch things up, and it worked out perfectly.
While being small business owners in a small town isn't always a piece of cake, Lisa and Amanda say it's all about being flexible and open-minded to new ideas, collaborating while giving each other space to grow, and keeping family at the forefront.
You just sometimes sit back and you look at all the things we've had to go through and you think, how did I do that? How did we get through that? Good communication and working together.
And family values. We treat our businesses, the customers that walk in the door are extended family. And we are going to treat them just like we would treat a cousin or an aunt or anything else. We respect them that they chose to come to us. And I think that makes a big difference this day and age.
Speaking of family, it's not uncommon to see Lisa's husband and son providing a helping hand at Pocono Soap and their Main Street Makery. Amanda is even passing on the entrepreneurial spirit to her kids, Elizabeth and Ben, part of the family businesses since day one. Perhaps one day they'll be the ones greeting you from behind the counter.
You're hired.
Yes, who knows? We are always, we never know. At this point, with everything we've been through, we're ready for anything. So.
Yeah. Yep, that's for sure.
Because this mother-daughter duo has created their own recipe for success. I'm Brianna Strunk with the Pocono Television Network.
Peace, adventure, and a little fly fishing coming up on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
We hope you enjoy these experiences as much as we do. Pocono Mountains Luxury Resorts. Luxury Unlimited. Find it at PoconoMountains.com.
Looking for a way to unplug and enjoy the outdoors? Just outside the town of Jim Thorpe, Pocono Fly Fishing offers the full experience. Whether you're a beginner or pro, they got you covered. Let's check it out. I'm here with Ryan, owner of Pocono Fly Fishing. Tell me where your passion for fishing came from.
So I've been fishing with my grandfather and my dad since I was a kid. I just grew up fishing, so it's a fond memory of mine. As I grew up and I decided to try fly fishing, I caught my first fish on a fly rod, and I was like, ever since then it was like game over, you know, like this is where I need to fish.
You have lessons here, and for beginners like me, what do you offer?
So we offer casting lessons as well as fly tying classes. Today we're actually going to be doing a fly tying class with Tom Leinhardt, a local Jim Thorpe resident who's been fishing the river for many years, his whole life. I met him about 3 years ago fishing, and we just hit it off and became very good friends. Now he's a vital part of the shop.
We all started out fishing worms and eggs and, you know, when we were kids, minnows. So fly tying, we're just mimicking all the nymphs that are in the water, the bugs. You know, you go for a bike ride at night, you know, all these bugs are present. Well, they're hatching in the water. So what we're doing is we're mimicking that on a vise to catch fish. My dad, he hunted and fished, and so like over the winter we would tie flies. And I just, after a while, I just go, wow, this is pretty cool. Especially when you catch a fish on a fly that you tie. That's the best part about the whole thing.
So fingers crossed,
Fingers
the tie
crossed.
that I do
Absolutely,
today,
yes.
I catch a fish.
Yes.
How do you feel like fishing here in the Poconos, or just fishing itself, help people connect to like nature and themselves?
Well, I think, once again, we talk about just being on the water, casting, you know, like right now we're staying here and the wind's kind of blowing, and, you know, that's just great experience. There's a lot of people, being a guide with PH Outfitters, you know, that they don't have this. They're stuck in an office somewhere in the city, and you come out into the Poconos and you got this right here. I mean, it's just, that's how I think, you know, just being out in the water and Mother Nature. The best part is taking a new person out fly fishing like we're doing today, and watching them hopefully catch a fish, taking them to beautiful places like what we see right here today, and most of all just letting them have a great time on the water.
Out here, it's not always about catching the biggest fish or catching any at all. Fortunately for me though, I got to catch one today, which made my experience extra special. The crew at Pocono Fly Fishing make it easy to relax, learn, and enjoy the experience. So come check it out for yourself. You may not want to leave. I'm Deanna Fontanez for the Pocono Television Network.
This is Joey Lannigan. These are the spirits coming up on the Pocono Mountains Magazine. Joey Lannigan and the spirits.
At East Stroudsburg University, you will study with cutting-edge technology. You can perform in the classroom, field, or stage. You'll get involved on campus and off. You can have fun preparing for your future.
In the Pocono Mountains, we always want you to feel like a guest in our home, our mountain home.
Our 4 diamond homes.
You can dream.
Relax, we'll do it all for you.
Do it your own way. Choose a vacation rental home.
Our water parks are a splash of world class. We don't have to clean all these rooms, right?
The Pocono Mountains, where you're treated like a guest in all our mountain homes. Visit PoconoMountains.com.
I'm Gary C. from Poco 103. Welcome back to the Pocono Mountains Magazine. Coming up, a sneak preview from Joey Lannigan and the Spirits from the stage of the Sherman Theater in Stroudsburg, PA.
Let me tell you a little something about a man I used to know. Worked down at the paper mill and he drank his bourbon slow. Had a thing for country music till the night he heard the blues. So he'd swing a flask and a railroad tracks. That old boy had nothing to lose. He knows that if he did not leave, he'd never get to play. He'd end up like those pickers that he met along the way. So he packed up that old guitar case and took one more lap around. It's been a long, hard road from Kingsland down. That boy is sleeping town. Said I'm on a fast track on a freight train near the Monroe County line. Got one more stop to Wichita, then I'll be doing fine. Never went down to Georgia, didn't go there to stay, 'cause he traded in that fiddle for this guitar, and tonight he's here to play. That train rolled into Memphis, it was 12:09 a.m. As he hopped up off of that old rail car, he was ready to make some friends. Had a drink or two on Bill Street when the music hit his soul. So he stumbled on in with a devilish grin and said, fellas, I'm ready to roll. He hopped on up and said, thank y'all folks for having me here with you tonight. It's been one hell of a revival under these Tennessee blue lights. And I can sing a couple songs about the heartache and the pain for a couple more of your dollars, but I cannot miss my train. Said I'm on a fast track on a freight train near the Monroe County line. I got one more stop to Wichita, and then I'll be doing fine. Never went down to Georgia, didn't go there to stay, 'cause he traded in that fiddle for this guitar, and tonight he's here to play. Said I'm on a fast track on a freight train in the Monroe County line. Got one more stop to Wichita, and then I'll be doing fine. Devil went down to Georgia, didn't go there to stay, 'cause he traded in that fiddle for this guitar, and tonight is there. Fast track on the freight train in the Monroe County line. Got one more stop to Wichita, and then I'll be doing fine. Devil went down to Georgia, didn't go there to stay, 'cause he traded in that fiddle for this guitar, and tonight is here to play.
Joey Lannigan, where are you from? What's your story?
So I'm from right here in Saylorsburg, right in the Poconos, and
you born here?
I was actually born in Hunterdon County, New Jersey, and I moved up to the Poconos 4 years ago.
Now, do you come from a musical family at all, or
I'm the first musician in my immediate family. So
where you been playing around the Poconos?
Anywhere I can. I've been playing out in Kunkletown, a lot on Main Street. I've been playing out towards Scranton as well. Quite a bit is up that way.
Now, you haven't been playing around for that long, right? You're kind of new to this.
A little over a year.
Why did you decide to take this up?
Honestly, I had a son 3 years ago, and when he was born, I kind of like felt like if I didn't have something to do for him, that I wouldn't really be able to leave him much. So I wanted to leave him more than just a guitar.
You take him to hockey games, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Where do you guys go?
We go down to Allentown quite a bit. He's a big Phantoms fan. Flyers down in Philly as well.
What sort of music do you listen to at the house, Joe?
A lot of country music, old country music, new country music, everything in between.
And you've been getting a very positive response here, haven't you?
Yeah, so far. Like I said, it's been a little over a year, and I've had pretty good fan base that has kind of made their way into, you know, every weekend of my life, what it seems like. So that's been really cool to see.
Are you writing songs all the time?
Yep, writing, recording, always looking to, you know, collaborate with new musicians as well. Obviously, you know, I have my band and then I play solo, but writing, recording, and everything in between.
Got my steel-toed boots and a six-pack smile. Ain't been home in a real long while. Highway's cold and so I pick up speed. Ain't a damn thing out here catching me. I got a rambling soul and a gypsy heart. Born to run, gonna play the part. Ain't no woman gonna tie me down. I got a one-way ticket out of town. Whiskey in my veins, diesel in my blood, and a restless heart that don't know love. I got a six-pack blues and a six-pack smile. Ain't been home in a real long while. Highway's going so I pick up speed. Ain't a damn thing out here catching me. I got a rambling soul and a gypsy heart. Born to run, born to play the part. Ain't no woman gonna tie me down. I got a one-way ticket out of town. Whiskey in my veins, diesel in my blood, and a restless heart that don't know love.
Thanks again, everyone, for watching this episode of Pocono Mountains Magazine from here at Prompton State Park in Wayne County, overlooking this beautiful reservoir. The sights you behold at all 8 state parks in the Poconos is really amazing. So we're going to head to Gouldsboro State Park for the next Pocono Mountains Magazine in June. So please join us then. For Deanna and Brianna, this has been Jim Hamill. Thanks for watching.